Hi, welcome to Kremés podcast.
Podcast yang paling receh and garing, but maybe informative too, depending on the day.
I'm T.
And I'm A,
Semoga podcast ini bisa nemenin lo.
and hope you enjoy the episode. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Kremés podcast. Datang lagi sama gua A and also T.
Hello.
This time we're gonna talk more about I guess like well-being and mental health, and as we speak before, we're really passionate about this, and I think like we're learning so much in our mid-20s life, I guess. Especially yang kita udah mention juga kayak like we're literally in the generational of healing. Kita pengennya bisa break all those like bad habits that has been pushed down generationally, but also to look inside and to look after ourselves, because if we don't look after ourselves, who else gonna look after us, kan? Because they're also busy looking after themselves, and it's totally valid and it's totally true. Dan kemarin gue baru ngobrol aja gitu sama T gitu. Kita lagi ngobrol-ngobrol, especially after our My 5-4 episode. Kita ngobrolin tentang kayak gimana sih rasanya di sana, like what does it do to your mental health, what does it do to your, to your day-to-day stuff gitu. Dan I guess like believe it or not, like I guess it's different person have different opinion ya, karena maksudnya kalau misalnya kalian tipe yang introvert, as I mentioned before, maybe it's good for you because you have a lot of me time and you're recharging yourself, but I'm more of an extrovert, and for me it was really really tiring. But then also I realized, I was talking to T, kayak waktu aku pulang pun 1 minggu itu tuh kayak I try to put as many event as I can gitu kan.
Right, yeah.
Terus kayak that's what I did was just like I was just filling it up. Terus kayak going to every single event I can go to, make dinner plans, make lunch plans, karena tuh kayak ngerasa ini tuh 1 minggu life yang gue bisa punya gitu. The rest is already gone to work gitu. Tapi without me realizing, setelah habis ya kurang lebih sekarang 2 mingguan gak 5-4, I realized that my battery, like my internal battery is literally so low, like to a point that I'm just really really tired. Kalau decide kita tired, it's normal, like we can just go to sleep because we have to sleep early anyway because we start work the next day, right, at like 6 a.m. in the morning. Tapi kalau di sini tuh kayak aku ngerasa juga gitu, kayak kalau lagi di rumah sama keluarga dan segala macam, my patience and my energy is so low that I couldn't deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is because I've been living by myself for too long, atau terus sekarang tiba-tiba langsung balik ke rumah keluarga yang kayak banyak banget orangnya gitu kan, atau it's just because my battery is really low. Do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel like your battery is low, T, or is it just
Oh
me?
no, for sure. Like I think burnout is burnout or low battery gitu kan is something that I personally feel is slowly becoming a buzzword because a lot more people are using it more these days. Tapi kan juga mungkin karena COVID, which obviously seluruh dunia kan orang pada dipaksa untuk kayak stop and rethink how they work and how they live and their lifestyle gitu kan. That it's suddenly when people, for example, ganti their work environment and their workspace and their work lifestyle to working from home, they realize that, for the longest time, maybe I've actually just been a slave to my job and I haven't properly reset or recharged, and I've just been so used to being full on the grind 24/7 that unfortunately, this burnout is actually, they don't realize it that they've been burnt out or that they have a low battery. They just use it. They just think that instead of they don't justify it as low bat. They justify it as, I'm lazy. Surely I need to buck myself up and continue having the energy to keep going, or else I won't be able to achieve what I need to achieve at work or whatever gitu kan. But also at the same time, I guess the good thing about that is it did allow a lot of people to reset and sit back and realize, hey, like I have been, working more than I should be each day. I need to, dedicate proper time to, other things, to recreation, to hanging out with, or connecting with family online, to doing some sports, to exercising, and even just to like properly eat food without having distractions of like a computer screen, a TV screen, or being on my phone when I'm eating at the same time, you know kan, like it's different for different people lah gitu. But I think in short, itu burnout dan low bat itu beneran it's actually a big problem because a lot of people, and I would say myself included ya, kayak gue pernah kan sering kayak introspeksi diri gitu kan, bahwa kayak oh gue kan selain kerja aside from my primary work, I also do extracurricular stuff, whether it be volunteering work or just fun stuff. Like, for example, si A suka skating and she does that with her friends and her sisters gitu kan. But for me, it's like, I also have my own siblings and we hang out together, or we do, other random recreational stuff that I feel that it is quite a lot jam-packed in one day, that sometimes I do a lot of things, but when am I actually taking time for myself to recenter myself, to take care and listen to my own self and my own body gitu kan, instead of just forcing my body to always perform without realizing that, oh, maybe my body just needs a bit of a rest or a recharge. So I think it's a really interesting topic, and I'm keen to explore it further with you. I'm keen to also get the thoughts of our listeners juga sih ya guys. Okay, in terms of, what has your experience been, pengalaman kalian tentang like, how do you define a low battery or burnout? Like when should you know that it's time to sort of, be strict with yourself and say, hey, this needs to stop. Let's reset and recharge. I need to take a break, and sort of, recenter myself, because this really links well with an episode that we did last season. I think it's episode 36, which was called 10 Tips on Mental Health, where A basically shared her 10 mental health tips that she got from a really, really good guide actually at her workplace. So it was rest well, eat well, sunshine, in ease, keep fit, be happy, bond and love, care and serve, growth and wise, and seek help. So those are the 10 tips. And I think in order to, I guess, do all of them properly is to make sure that we are in a sense of calm, right? And in a sense of, or wanting to recharge our batteries. So I think this topic today that we're discussing really is like the umbrella for all those 10 tips as well. So feel free, guys, to also refer to that episode as well after this episode, because it really complements well, I think. But anyway, coming back to this discussion, so how about you, like, during your life, Gan, you're so busy, you've just finished FIFO, which obviously is a very different working lifestyle compared to maybe what you were previously used to. Is definitely different from when we were previously at uni, just used to, going to campus, hanging out with friends, chilling, studying. And then moving to FIFO was such a change. And then now you've got all this, we both have got all this new adulting responsibilities as well. What is a mortgage? What is superannuation? And all that kind of stuff. When do you know, like, have you ever found or have you learnt what is your best, I guess, I wouldn't say a golden rule, but what's your go-to way of determining when you feel you are in your low battery and you need to recharge?
I think like I realized that when I'm in my low battery, I actually, like, the things that I found fun is no longer fun.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would be able to, for example, watch a TV show and like binge watch it, but the fact that even that is not good anymore, it's like when I'm like, dang, like I'm not good, like I'm not in a good state, whether or not that's like a mental health thing that, we should, like, we can look into deeper in regards of that, or it's something that is just like a few signs, you know what I mean? Because like to be honest, like you can start to realize it here and there. Like, for example, on some days your patience level is just really low, like you just can't seem to talk to people, or you just can't seem to just can't seem to have that level of energization that level of energy to talk to certain people or to problem solve a certain problem kind of situation. And I think that's when I realized that like, oh, like I know that I'm just not good, you know what I mean? And I think and I'm, because I'm such a quality time person, so I appreciate people's time so much. And the fact that I can't give 100% of myself in that situation, that's when I'm like, oh, like I'm sorry. Like I'm just like, you deserve 100% of me when I'm meeting you, and I can deal with the thing on my own. And that's what I think is what I was missing, because on that week, all of like break, I meet so many people, and I want to give that 100% of me in all those events, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why, it hit me more when I'm on site, because like up there, because I always like, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's just like, you know, because I want to give 100% of me during the time I meet people. Therefore, I keep my emotion and stuff like that to after when I'm alone, so I can, you know, you can be sulky by yourself, you know what I mean? Like you can be sad by yourself. You don't have to be sad in front of people kind of situation. So then, but then that in result is like a build up of all the sadness that I have pushed back, because like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, I'm meeting this person, I'm meeting that person, so I have to be up there, like I have to be good kind of situation, right? And then but by the time I'm back on site, there's no more people, like it's just me by myself, right? And I think that's when it just hits, like all the sadness, all the tiredness, all everything else is just like combined together. And I think that's why like it was not that great for me. But then now that I realize that, now that I know that, now I have allowed myself to not to not book myself in a way that I can't process those feelings. So for example, if I'm not having a good day, then it's literally okay for us to reschedule. It's okay for us to you know, like to be like, hey, sorry, I don't have a good day at the moment, I'm not the best person to hang out with at the moment, is it okay if we reschedule or do a rain check? Or even if the person was just like, no, like it's fine, don't worry about it, like I still want to hang out with you even though you're not the best, then you at least already give them the prompt. You don't have to be 100%. And I have learned that with like the real friends that you have in your life, like I could be the 50% A, but they still love me the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Even more, they just try to cheer you up, or they try to, I don't know, they try to speak more, you know, like as much as an extrovert that I am, when my friends see that I'm not having like the best like battery level, they're the one that start the conversation, they're the one that initiate the conversation, and I just have to be there to listen. And I can take that position to be just the one sitting by the side, and I think that's like really, really amazing. So like allowing myself to have that time has been good. So again, guys, like all of this conversation, it's our own opinion, and if you get something out of it, it's amazing. If you have a better way to do it, let us know, but take it with a grain of salt. Everyone is different, so we're trying to give the reason, therefore this is the answer kind of situation, and that's just what's worked for me and what's worked for T. That was it. That was just one of the things that I think I realized that helps. But also I realized that life is too short. As cliche as it sounds, life is too short in a sense of like, you've seen all these people on TikTok, Instagram and stuff like that living their best life, but you know that's not always the case. Like, you know, like we can't always just, you know, going on traveling and stuff like that, because we do have like proper job to go to, and we do have like and they're lucky to be able to travel as their job, right? Like I wish I could be like that, right? But I don't. But it doesn't stop us to experience the little moments, I feel. Like there are times like last week and this week where I'm just like, you know what, I want to see a sunset. Like the beach is only 15 minutes away from me, I can literally go there, drive there myself, and actually watch the sunset. Like, what's stopping me? There's nothing stopping me to go and do that. And it's all in our head, right? It's all in our head that we're just like, oh, like, it's a bit of like, it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, dude, like, if that's gonna make me happy, why is it not worth it? You know? And that applies to like little things, like going for an iced tea when you're in the office, or going for a walk. And I think now I'm using the climbing and ice skating in the proper way. Like, it's not that I'm trying to keep my life busy, but now I'm just like, you know what? I have a really tough day today. Maybe I'll just climb by myself and put all of my anger or all of my tiredness and stuff to these climb moments. And like, going home from that, I genuinely get like an endorphin kind of situation where I'm just like, dang, I finished this, I finished that climb, and you know, like, makes myself happy. But it's no longer to keep myself busy. And there are moments where I just like, you know what, I want to watch a movie. And I was like, I want to watch a movie by myself. And then I asked my friend, and then, but when I'm asking her, I know even though she said no, I would still go. You know, and that is so good. Like, that is just like, oh dang, like, that's I don't know, I feel that that's cool. I feel like, you know, I'm recharging my own battery in that sense.
That's so good though. I think one of the biggest takeaways that we all need to keep mindful of is we are human, right? And we're not perfect. That's what makes us human. We're not machines that are primed to always be switched on with full battery, with full energy each and every day. And we're not built to sustain long hours of work either. Like, you know, within, kayak untuk example aja ya, kalau gue kerjanya 8 jam, so 8 hours every day to complete 40 hours of work. Yes, that's on my work contract, but yes, here and there we might work, for example, 9 hours on a certain day, but we should compensate it by taking a little bit of a longer lunch break a next day kind of thing, right? So more or less you achieve 40. But yes, the reality is there's going to be days when you are required to work a little bit more, but you know, it's your right that you can compensate that by taking maybe a full day off if you have that many hours that you worked in the previous week, for example, gitu kan. So there's meant to be also within your 8-hour work week, you should take breaks, you know, whether it be for lunch, going to grab a coffee, stretching your legs. Like, there's meant to be blocks of time for you to focus on one thing at a time and focus on your work, kerja, abis itu break, abis itu balik lagi kerja lagi kan. Karena kita manusia, kita nggak bisa full on all the time be working in full peak, you know, efficiency. Like, it's not possible. There is no such thing as someone who can just sit on their computer, like, you know, on like at their desk 8 hours straight and just be working like some prime machine without taking breaks. Like, I've never met anyone like that, and and I would say, you know, in my opinion, if someone were to be like that, they might be not very nice. Like, and I don't know, right? Like, I don't think they would be the nicest person to hang out with. I don't know if I feel like they're just gonna be like a robot or something like that, you know. So just be mindful that you're always gonna have a bad day, and your life is all about peaks and troughs. So there's gonna be days when you're feeling so high that you're winning it at life, you're amazing, you know, hashtag boss kind of thing, right? And then there's definitely gonna be days when you're gonna be feeling down, completely out of your whole like game, right? Like, for some reason, nggak tahu kenapa, lu akan bangun satu hari dan berasa, oh, like, I don't feel like it's going to be the best day, but that's okay. Like, you need to embrace that day as well, because you need to embrace what makes you uniquely you, and what makes, you know, you are amazing because of your ups and downs, and the stories and how you can overcome those challenges. And I think what A mentioned earlier about, you know, her activities after work, like ice skating and rock climbing and stuff, she used to, you know, think of it as like, oh, this is just my schedule. I need to always be busy. Like, I need to have my schedule fully filled in order to you know, justify that my life is meaningful, you know. And then I think I was totally on the same boat. I felt that, hey, my waking hours, for example, are from 7 a.m. to, like, you know, 10 p.m. let's just say. I need to have that all fully booked in order to be able to tell myself that I am a meaningful person and that I am doing like stuff. Like I feel that if I have a block of time where I'm doing nothing and I'm just on the couch, that just makes me feel like crap because I'm lazy, I'm not doing anything, and I'm not contributing to society like a good human being should. But that's a really bad mindset. I think the fact that A was able to switch her attitude to justify that ice skating and rock climbing is not just to fill time, but rather it's a great way to, exercise, also de-stress, focus her mind on another way of sort of, solving problems. And also, both sports are kind of social in the sense that, she can ice skate with friends. And, with rock climbing, I don't know, I do not climb. Like, I've never touched a rock climbing wall in my life. But I assume that, there's people there to cheer you on from the ground. There should be people there, holding you up in the harness, or at least be on the ground videoing for social media, or at least being there to support you from a safety perspective as well, right? Like, jika, in the event that you fall, at least they're there, So it's such a team bonding activity as well that really strengthens that relationship between you and other people. And we humans are very social people. Like, we need to have times, yes, to be with ourselves and to reconnect with ourselves. That's true. But we also need that sort of, connection with other human beings. And especially during this time of COVID, it's especially more difficult, right, to connect physically with people. So we need to, find other ways to have those opportunities to connect, whether it be online or, at a distance safely. But yeah, that's such a really good call out, because I think for me, sometimes I could just be working and gue nggak berasa loh, kayak gue beneran kayak bisa kerja aja gitu, dan I can lose track of time. And then walaupun udah kayak seharusnya jam makan, I would sometimes feel, oh, ini tanggung banget. Like I'm almost done with this. Like, I'm like, just give me one more hour. I'm nearly done with this. Might as well sekalian abisin, like, complete the work, and then I'll eat later. And then that 1 hour turns into like 3 hours, and then I actually skip lunch, just to apparently deliver my work. When instead I'm actually sacrificing my health by not eating at the proper time, that kind of thing. So there's definitely days when, here's the thing with me, right? I see a lot of things on social media about stress and burnout, and I do read, like, the symptoms of it, like, of severe stress. And how sometimes, like, there's the obvious signs, right, of stress, but I never associated myself to feeling those symptoms or to experiencing those symptoms. I'm just like, hey, I'm not stressed. Like, I'm not skipping that many meals. I'm not, losing or gaining a certain amount of weight. I'm not, that kind of thing. So it's definitely something that I've struggled in calling out for myself, that I am actually on the verge of experiencing stress, and it's not good for me, just because I can't see it. It's one of those things that for me, it's a bit hidden, because gue kan pernah baca kan kayak, oh, if you're getting acne on your forehead, it's a sign of stress. But, like, I've never experienced it to that extent. For example, like, to an extent that I can see physical symptoms. That's what I'm saying.
You're just having, what is it? You just have too high stress tolerance. People have pain tolerance, you have stress tolerance.
justru kayak begitu. Jadi kayak gue berasa kayak, oh, kalau gue nggak ada symptoms kayak beginian, ya pasti kan gue nggak stres kan. Kayak, this is just me. Like everybody has their own problems. Everybody has a busy work life. Like, why should I be complaining? Like, people are overcoming their own challenges in their own ways. Like, I should just be head down, kerja keras gitu kan. Tapi without realizing that maybe my body reacts in different ways and shows different symptoms when I'm under stress. And and then I think what you said earlier about how you lose interest in the things that you're passionate about, that is so true. There could be times when, I would absolutely, like, I love going to, for example, a restaurant. Like, regardless whatever mood I'm in, for some reason, I would just go there, and that's my happy place. That's, like, I love the food there. I've had great childhood memories there. And, like, there will be days when I really hate that place, and it's just so not me. And it's just out of the ordinary, which I think brings to the point of having really good friends in your corner, like good proper friends and your allies, right? Who are able to be your support network and who know you well enough untuk bisa lihat bahwa, oh, itu behaviornya si A itu not usual, like that's not her normal behavior. That's not her normal attitude. I think it might be worth for me checking up on her, at least just asking if she's okay, if she's feeling well, even just offering her like, hey, you want to grab a coffee together? Like, do you want to just hang out and like stretch your legs, go to the park or something? Because I think having really good friends who are genuinely wanting to care for you and who sometimes, can look out for you is very helpful. Because for me, I didn't know I was under stress, and it actually took my closest friends to give me that awakening that say, hey, Thea, like you're behaving a bit sort of erratically, you're behaving a little bit strangely, you're not your usual self, you are declining all these events that, that's fine. If you want to have time for yourself, that's cool, but I noticed that you are declining a lot more events than usual, and these events are usually things that you would love to go to and that you're excited about. So is there anything wrong? Everything okay? So it was actually friends that were able to see me from the outside that were able to let me know that, hey, like maybe something is not going on, maybe something is not going right, and I need to take care of myself and I need to recharge. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think like having those friends are actually like amazing.
Yeah. I think they really make or break you, right? Like,
yes, yeah. Agree. And like, cause it's crazy how they could literally just like, hey, like you're not chatting the same way you usually chat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just simple things like that. Like the way you chat, they can see it. And that's a surprise because it's just like, oh, dang, like I'm still replying. It's not that I'm not replying to you. It's not that I've gone MIA. But the fact that you can see it because I like word things certain way, or like my response might be more short, like instead of like the normal like a lot of A and a lot of like hey, a lot of Y's on my hey, like those little things, and actually that means so much, and and sometimes it's up to us to do the same thing for other people as well. Like if we notice someone that is not feeling too good, instead of just being like, oh, someone wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, it's like, oh, dang, like you okay? Like what's happening? Like what's going on? Like why? This is not you. Like this is not normal. Like what's up? Kind of situation. And I think that is really, really important. But so I guess I don't know if this episode really gave anything.
I think it was an interesting chat for sure, and like I'm pretty I'm pretty sure even though we all live different lives, like I think there's things that our listeners can take away from, and hopefully both sides of our stories have resonated in you in some way, shape or form, and that you're able to get something out of it. And if you are feeling a little bit down and this is sort of your trough moment in your life, for sure you are not alone, and it's totally okay. Feel free to message us with any of your tips as well that helped you overcome any of your challenges and struggles, and how you best recharged your batteries. I think especially in COVID times now, it is so difficult, right? I mean, COVID plus all the different things that's happening in the world right now. Here in WA, we're recording this in early March, so we're just about to open our borders to the state and the entire world. So there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. I mean, Gua dan Akan, we haven't really seen our extended relatives in ages. So on one hand, I guess it's good, but also it's not so good because we don't know the situation of case numbers once these borders open. It could be hectic, it could be really crazy, and it could trap us and lock us down even more. So there's a lot of uncertainty in that, but I guess everyone's facing different things in their own respective places, and we definitely support you guys and send you guys our love from through the virtual sound waves. But also, please take care of each other and stay safe and stay close. And yeah, thanks for sharing, A. I think it's a really great topic. Any final sort of tips from your end? Because I think you are probably really, like, you're, in my opinion, between the both of us, you're definitely better at knowing when you need to recharge your battery, and I need to learn more from you.
I need to learn the resilience from you. That's what I need to learn.
And like, here's the thing about, finding joy, right? And finding, things like doing things that bring you joy, which I think is now, I don't know, like out of season now. I don't know, Marie Kondo, but everyone was so into that, right? Here's the thing with me is like, I try to get a good amount of sleep, right? Like everyone, like that's sort of probably the biggest problem of this generation, is trying to get enough sleep, which is probably a really healthy thing actually. But gue juga berasa mungkin karena, and then the same example that I gave earlier, right? I was always trying to justify my one day to be so full of different things, because I was thinking, oh, I need a good balance of different things, right? So perfect, I'll do work for this block, then I'll do exercise for this block, and then I'll do coffee catch-up for this block, and then I have my whole day full. Tapi gue lupa kasih block untuk istirahat, dan untuk beneran kayak stop dan, just have mindfulness moments with myself, gitu kan. Only when I realized that, okay, gue boom, 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 kayak doing everything, busy, 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 and only when my head hits my pillow and I'm like in full stillness, trying to sleep, that's the only time I've actually stopped my momentum, and my body is like forced to stop, right? Like the only way I can sleep is to beneran try to clear my head dan gak pikirin terlalu banyak apa-apa gitu kan, or else I will have a restless night. But then that's like my momentum is just completely suddenly stopped. That's when I realized, oh dang, like I haven't I haven't actually properly digested what just happened in my day. Like, have you ever felt that way?
I think I do, but like I think mine is like similar to that, but also like more on like my whole time has been given to other people that I needed my me time. And it was like, and sadly at that hours you just kind of scroll aimlessly, right? Like you just, because you wanted to gain as much me time as you can back. But the thing is, right, like you will be like, for example, right, it's already 10 o'clock and I'm like, I'm back home and I'm just like, all right, I have to sleep because tomorrow I got work. I have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. But then I was like, dang, like, but I feel like I just want to have my me time. I haven't got my me time and stuff like that. And then you're like, okay, maybe I only have like an hour or something, or even like 30 minutes, right? Because we really need to go to sleep, right? But then you end up like, okay, because I only have 30 minutes, so I'm gonna watch. If I watch a YouTube, then it's just one video. But if I watch TikTok, then it's more videos. And you just scroll aimlessly. But even then, 30 minutes is not gonna be enough. And you're just gonna add on. And then the next day, I do feel really tired. Like I keep snoozing my alarm clock until like, until I have to really have to go. Like my bus is gonna come in like 30 minutes if I don't wake up now, kind of situation. But like, but yeah, I think like, I don't know, I feel like this is a little bit of like half with everything that we have talked about. Like I think part of it is, like I said, like, you want to be that 100% your best person when you're meeting someone, and then you keep doing that and you keep pushing it back. You're like, all right, we'll deal with the sadness later. And then when you're at home, that's actually basically that time, that alone time that you're not with people, and then you just have to deal with all the emotion that you've been pushed back, whether it's something happened at work, whether it's something happened during your catch up or your lunch, and you just there with all that emotion, and it becomes like, it becomes a bit sad and a bit depressing, not gonna lie, because all the negative emotion just come at once. But that's actually not good as well, because it's like, I don't know, it's your time to actually be by yourself, like, and then yet we feel it with that type of sadness, But I think, I don't know, I feel like for me it all goes back to moderation, because I feel like before we've been taught in a way to have a hustle culture where you just work, and the people that have a hardworking attitude and ethic is the one that gonna get the bread. If you wake up early, the early bird get the bread or something like that. Get the worm or something like that, right? But then also now we're in the new stage of era where they will like, live your life to the fullest. This day will never come back again. Like every day live it like it's your last day.
Yeah.
And then you go like straight away from that like working attitude to like, I want to live my life to the fullest. Like I already have to work 8 hours a day. Now I want to live my life. Like I want to go dinner. I want to go lunch with my friends. I want to catch up. I want to like have events. I want to go to comedy show. I want to do that, blah, 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 blah. But then like, it's just like replacing one grinding to a different grind of type of stuff, you know. And then I think like the moderation is what we need, you know. Like we need to have the thing in between where we're like, yeah, this could be my last day on earth, but I need to have a optimistic view, you know. Like if I want to be good for tomorrow, I need to take some rest. But also at the same time, it's like, hey, I've been working too many hours now. They literally only paid me 8 hours. They don't pay me extra for the extra work that I do. So I'm gonna clock off at 8 hours. Do my like, it's kind of like not do your bare minimum, but do your best. And then after that you do you.
Yeah, like as in like, do your best with the time that you've been allocated, right? And if you don't finish what you need to in that 8 hours, it's not kind of like, I mean, unless you do it super slowly, but like, you know, generally speaking, it's not your fault. Like you just have to do it tomorrow kind of thing, you know. Like you shouldn't force yourself to like finish it.
And it's not gonna, like, if you finish that email at 5 p.m., no one's gonna read it until tomorrow 8 a.m. anyway. Like, it's not, it really is, you know, like, and it's a bit like, and this is not saying that, like, you know, do your best and then you feel like, oh, I haven't done my best, so I'm not good enough. Like, it's not that. It's just like, again, moderation. Like, you know, like, you have given this 8 hours. So during that 8 hours, we should be doing what we're supposed to be doing. So, you know, try to not look at your phone, try to not, like, you know, go somewhere else and stuff like that. But you do that full 8 hours of working. But then after that, they can't say anything anymore because you have done that 8 hours. And if you do choose to have breaks in between, then you just have to make it up for it somehow later on anyway. Like, you know, if you start at 8 and finish at 5, but you have like an hour lunch, and you finish at 5:30. Like just a little bit of adjustment, as long as you still do what you need to be done. So I think like it's just moderation.
I mean, we're all also like adults, right? We're all adults, and it's just up to you to be disciplined and to know your schedule and just to do your work and be responsible about it, basically. Because I think like for me, okay, like if people that knows me in real life, like I'm the weird engineer. I'm like so emotional in one way and yet so factual in another way. And this is what have helped me, like, you know, like having that, like, all right, knowing that I have to work 8 hours a day, that's my fact. And like I can't overthink about that anymore. I can't be like, oh, will my boss think that I work less or blah blah blah. No, I can't think of that anymore, because people shouldn't think that way anyway. You know what I mean? Like if you do come at 7:30, you deserve to go home at 4:30, even though you have 1 hour lunch, because you know it makes sense. So then like I have that fact that I can hold on to in my head, so I don't start overthinking, because I'm pretty like, you know, I overthink a lot and stuff like that. So I hold that 8 hour fact as one thing. But then on the other end, my emotional side is like, all right, it's just kind of like having that, what is it, like a gauge pressure thing, you know, like in my head, I'm just like, where am I right now? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I in the middle? Where's my battery level now? And then I'm still learning how to figure that out, because facts is so much easier than your actual internal stuff, right? And then so I have to be like, all right, so sometimes it feels like, okay, my battery is 50%. I'm going to work 8 hours. I'm going to work 7 hours today, for example, because I don't think I can handle it. My battery is literally 50%. But because I work 7 hours, I'm able to like go 1 hour lunch with my friend, and then I can go out somewhere. But at the same time, when my battery is 100%, I know that I'm like, I don't know why, I'm just so happy today. I'm so pumped today. I will try to work extra. So I will work 9 hours or 8.5, so that I can
look after the bad days that I'm gonna be having in the future, like, plan it forward. And I kid you not, I have an Excel spreadsheet for this. I would put down my hours, what time I start my lunch and my end, so that I can see if I'm like within the 40 hours limit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and I can be like, and sometimes when I'm like, I have like such a pump week where I'm just like, I'm always here and I'm like, I don't mind staying another 30 minutes for work. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I have nowhere else to be and stuff like that. And then only to have like an hour extra, for example, on a Friday. And I'm like, hey, I get to go home at 4 p.m. on a Friday. And it's just a happy thing. Or I will be like, all right, since I really love to sleep, maybe I rock up at 9. But then that has helped me because like I don't stress out. I don't overthink about like, have I performed well? But also at the same time, I'm looking after myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, for sure. I think that's really good advice. And it's just sort of knowing your boundaries, but also knowing your time and being in charge of your time, like obviously you've got the responsibility of the work that you have to do, you got to do it, but also do it in your own terms, like do it, like know yourself and know what you need to do to get the best outcome and the best quality of work. And you shouldn't be sacrificing the quality of your work, and also you shouldn't be sacrificing your health. So it's all about finding that balance as well.
But beneran guys, kayak like mungkin ini lebih kayak gimana ya, real talk and curhat, and I think it's just kind of opening the doors for us to have this kind of conversations. Karena as always, like podcast ini kita buat because me and T, we love to talk to each other so much and we learn so much from each other. And I think hopefully like with this, I learn about her and she learns about me as well. And like now we could look after each other better as well, I think. Tapi buat kalian semua yang kalau kalian ngerasa internal batteries kalian rada low and kalian merasa kayak oh yeah, like I think it would be great if I could I don't know, like recharge it a bit. There are plenty of content now on Instagram, on TikTok, on the web in regards to this. But just think something small, guys. Like do something that you love to do, but like just something small. Like for example, go for a walk or give yourself some spa time. Like it goes wonders even just to like use an exfoliator on your face or like on your like do scrubs, body scrubs, or like read a book, watch the sunset, just a little thing. We can always compare ourselves to all this it girl on social media, but the thing is we could actually be one of them as well. And it's not so much of like we have to live to that standard, but it's more like what do you like so much about them? You like them because they go to cafe to drink coffee. What's stopping us from going to a cafe to drink coffee? You know what I mean? Like just those little things that might actually help us a lot more, because then we're not comparing ourselves anymore. We're just doing things as we want to do as well. And again, like I would never think that I'm a girl that would like have, I don't know, that have plans to go snorkeling on the weekend. Like it's not something that has ever crossed my mind. Kita datang dari Indo yang kayak kota banget gitu, terus kayak boro-boro gitu kayak ke pantai aja tuh kayak it used to be my most liked thing, terus kayak orang selalu ngomong kayak, oh I like to walk on the beach, and I was like, excuse me, what? Like udah panas, pasiran, kotor segala macam gitu. Tapi now that I'm just, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I fell in love with it, and I like, sometimes I will have like a couple of weekends in a month that I will go snorkeling and stuff like that. So you never know what you like, and hopefully wherever you are able to do these little things of happiness. And let us know what you think about this episode, whether you like it or not, and so that we can also I don't know, cater our future episode to what you want to know and stuff like that. But thank you for listening.
See you guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening.
Jangan lupa like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with your friends.
I'd love to hear from you. Please reach out with your comments, stories, and even questions on what we should talk about. See you in the next episode.
Bye. Dah.